Welcome to the Joe Watt podcast. I am Joe Vendramini from the Range Cattle Research and Education Center, and today our guest is Dr. Alec Wynne. Alec, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Joe, for having me.
And Alec, I would like to ask you, please, if you could talk to us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so I am a recent graduate from veterinary school, just getting started here in Okeechobee and St. Lucie counties. I grew up in St. Lucie County on Adams Ranch here. Worked there during summers and whatnot, and kind of got some background with cattle there, and really learned a lot of the foundations there. Um, And then as I was graduating high school, I decided that I wanted to pursue further education and get an education that could kind of supplement a hands-on education that I already had. So I chose to go to University of Florida, and I majored in animal science while I was there. I think we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But after that, I followed that up. I went to Texas A&M and graduated from veterinary school this past May. I came back home to Fort Pierce, and now I'm practicing out of Okeechobee, as well as taking a role in managing our family's ranch here, Wynne Ranch.
And Alec, going back to your undergrad degree, so we would like to talk about your experience with the University of Florida and the Animal Sciences Department. Can you please give us an overall of your experience at the Animal Science Department and your undergrad?
It was awesome. That's all there is to say about it. It was one of my the best times of my life so far, and it was just a really good experience all around. Um, you know, Going to a big university like that, where you meet all kinds of different people, but then also having kind of a home in the animal science department with people that are like-minded and interested in the same things, really made it an ideal experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
And on the academics of your bachelor's degree, so would you have some highlights, some things that you really like in the program?
Yeah, not exactly academic as far as class-wise, but probably the best experience I had in undergrad was being a part of the livestock judging team. I was on the livestock judging team and then the meat animal evaluation team the following year. And for those who haven't heard what a livestock judging team is, basically it's an intercollegiate competition where different schools enter teams between 5 and 10 or 15 people, all students, and you evaluate cattle. So the livestock judging team is mostly breeding cattle and market cattle. You evaluate breeding cattle for merits as far as you'll look at heifers, and then you look at a group of gilts. So it's not just cattle. You look at sheep, you look at cattle, and you look at swine. Um, and you travel around to all these different places, look at all these different animals, and during the meantime, you're learning about a lot about public speaking, a lot about kind of analytical thinking, and making lifelong friends. Um, so it was a great experience.
And Alec, when you went to the program, you knew that you would like to become a veterinarian, go to a doctor program, or you didn't know at that time?
No, I didn't. Actually, I started, I was I kind of went back and forth when I went there. I started as an animal science major, and I switched for a semester to a business major, and then back to an animal science major. My original intention going to school was to go to school, get a little bit of formal education, and then come back to the ranch, manage that. But in the meantime, while I was up there, I kind of got interested in veterinary medicine, and I came back one summer and did an internship with Jim Harvey in Okeechobee, who's a large animal veterinarian, and I really fell in love with it. And from there, I kind of changed all my coursework and followed out and did all the prereqs and went straight into veterinary school.
And when you transitioned to the vet school at Texas A&M, so what were the classes or background that you got from your bachelor degree that you think were really important for you to
I,
complete your degree?
I think, you start off, gen eds were important. You learn composition, you learn public speaking, things like that. But moreover, I think having an animal science background, you gain some maybe broader knowledge than some of the other students that enter veterinary school with, say, a biology degree. Um, More specifically, for those of us that were interested in livestock species or large animal medicine, we got a lot more detailed and further education on things like genetics or nutrition in our animal science degree than we get in veterinary school. They just, veterinary school is very fast paced, and there are a lot of things to learn, and there's not always as much time to learn about nutrition or forages or whatever else it may be. Things that are pretty crucial to understand if you're really going to work with livestock producers, and if you're consulting with health problems, all those other things interplay, and it's really good to be able to understand those things.
And regarding your other activities here at the ranch, so do you think that your degree in animal science gave you a good background to come back and have at least a broader view
Yes.
and a source of information where you can go back and check?
Yes, I do. Some of the higher level courses, cow-calf management, feedlot management, things like that really kind of solidify things. But you get fundamentals in basic sciences as far as reproductive uh, um, sciences, and nutrition, things like that, which all help. Um, and I really think it has helped me a lot as far as being a more progressive producer. And we're a purebred producer here, so we have to be more progressive in that sense. And it allows us. I think it will allow me to offer our customers a better product. The only thing I wish that I had gotten a little bit more of during my undergraduate degree were business courses. I had a couple, but I I could use some more. So for sure.
And Alec, if you have some young people that wanted to go in the animal sciences degree right now, would you have any recommendation for them or something that you can tell them, for them to be able to maximize, their time?
I would do everything that's available to you. I would certainly be on the livestock judging team. There are other extracurriculars that you can participate in, but I would do honestly as many of them as you could. Um, and maybe, something that I wish I had was maybe try and diversify my coursework a little bit, meaning take a few extra courses outside of the department for, like I say, if I had, an accounting or a finance course, I think that would help me a lot right now.
And Alec, we are going towards the end of our conversation. And when you are not working at the ranch or now with your busy life as a
Yeah.
veterinarian, so are there anything that other things that you like to do? And
Well, I'm still trying to figure out my hobbies since I've gotten out of vet school. During vet school, we don't have much time, so uh, I'm trying to figure that out. Something that I've actually been looking into lately and would be kind of excited to do would be to go to flight school and learn how to, be just a private commercial pilot. So that's probably going to be my next adventure.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that seems really exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully not too exciting.
So, Alec, I would like to thank you very much for participating in the podcast today. And I am Joe Vendramini.
Joe, what?